Floyd Collins was born on June 20th, 1887, on his family's farm in Logan County, Kentucky, nestled just a few miles east of Mammoth Cave near the Green River. From an early age, Floyd displayed an adventurous spirit, venturing alone in the dark, twisting caves of the region by age 6. He wasn't just exploring for fun. Floyd hunted for Native American artifacts, selling his finds to tourists at the bustling Mammoth Cave Hotel. Even as a child, he seemed drawn to the mystery of the underground world, a fascination that would define his life. In 1910, Floyd made his first discovery, a cave on the family property that he named Donkey's Cave. His growing reputation as a skilled caver caught the attention of geologist Edmund Turner, who hired Floyd to guide him through the region's hidden passageways. Together, they uncovered Dossie's Dome Cave in 1912 and Great Onyx Cave in 1915, further solidifying Floyd as one of Kentucky's most fearless and knowledgeable cavers. However, it wasn't until 1917 that Floyd made his most personal and ambitious discovery, Crystal Cave. Beneath his father's farmland, Floyd unearthed a subterranean marvel adorned with delicate helictite formations and sparkling gypsum. Determined to share its beauty with the world, he transformed the cave into a tourist attraction, pouring his heart and soul into its development. Yet the location, tucked away on the less traveled Flint Ridge Road, proved a challenge. The era of the, quote, cave wars was a time of ruthless competition among cave owners vying for tourist dollars. This further hindered Floyd's efforts. Larger, more accessible attractions overshadowed Crystal Cave, and despite his passion and ingenuity, Floyd struggled to make his discovery profitable. Even so, his unrelenting love for the underground world and his daring spirit would cement his place as one of history's most legendary cave explorers in Kentucky. Floyd Collins dreamed of uncovering a cave that would rival the tourist allure of Mammoth Cave and bring prosperity to his family. His ambition led him to strike agreements with landowners near the main highway to Mammoth Cave, including Beasley Doyle, whose property held the entrance to a promising cavern later known as Sand Cave. The arrangement was simple. If Floyd's exploration revealed a cave worthy of tourists, they would share the profits and the responsibilities of operating it. Determined to make his dream a reality, Floyd began work on Sand Cave in January 1925, exploring the labyrinth depths with only a kerosene lantern. The passages were brutally tight, with one so narrow he had to inch forward on his stomach, one arm stretched ahead to push the lantern, and the other pinned to his side. After squeezing through these claustrophobic confines, Floyd claimed to have discovered a spacious grotto chamber deep within the cave. However, its existence was never confirmed, as access to the site remained perilous. Floyd spent days working alone to widen the entrance, but his progress was slow and exhausting. On January 30th, after several hours of labor, his lantern began to flicker. Knowing the dangers of being caught without a light, Floyd reluctantly started his return. Crawling back through the tight passages, he dislodged a 27-pound rock that fell from above, pinning his left ankle and rendering him immobile. Trapped in total darkness, 150 feet from the entrance, Floyd's struggle for freedom began, a fight against both the cave and time itself. Floyd Collins' ordeal in Sand Cave began when neighbors noticed he hadn't returned home overnight. Concerned, they set out to look for him and found his coat hanging near the entrance to Sand Cave. Suspecting he might still be inside, they ventured into the tight and treacherous cave. However, the narrow passageways made it nearly impossible for most of them to proceed far enough to locate him. Finally, a 17-year-old boy named Jewel Estes managed to crawl deep into the cave and, upon reaching Floyd, realized he was trapped. Jewel's discovery marked the beginning of a rescue effort that would capture the attention of the entire nation. Neighbors quickly alerted Floyd's family, and his brothers, Homer and Marshall, rushed to the scene to assist. They began by providing Floyd with food and water, but the challenging conditions made the task difficult. As news of Floyd's predicament spread, locals gathered at the cave's entrance, drawn by curiosity and concern. The efforts to rescue Floyd soon devolved into chaos. Marshall offered a $500 reward to anyone who could free his brother, but despite the incentive, no one volunteered to attempt a rescue. As more and more people began to show up at the entrance of the cave, rescuers worked without a clear plan or leader, leading to a disorganized and often ineffective attempt. Many volunteers tried to bring Floyd food and drink, but were overwhelmed by the tight, dark passageways. Unable to face the claustrophobic conditions, they abandoned the provisions in cracks and crevices instead of delivering them directly to Floyd. Meanwhile, Floyd's condition worsened as he grew colder and weaker, alternating between periods of stupor and lucidity. Amid the growing crowd outside the cave, William Skeets Miller, a journalist from the Louisville Courier-Journal, arrived to report on the unfolding drama. When Skeets inquired about Floyd's situation, Homer bluntly replied, quote, "If you want information, there's the hole right over there. You can go down and find out for yourself." Skeets took up the challenge and ventured into the cave, initially to gather details for his story. However, upon seeing Floyd's desperate plight, Skeets set aside his role as a journalist and became an active participant in the rescue efforts. Lieutenant Robert Burton of the Special Police Fire Rescue Team also arrived on scene and attempted to free Floyd by securing a harness around his chest and pulling him out. Unfortunately, this method proved both excruciatingly painful for Floyd and ultimately ineffective. By this point, the area around Sand Cave resembled a small encampment. Around 200 onlookers had gathered, and tents were set up to provide hot drinks, snacks, and first aid. Among those who came to help was John Gerald, one of Floyd's close caving friends. Like the others, Gerald joined the frantic attempts to dig Floyd out, determined to free his friend from the cave's relentless grip. Despite the growing crowd and mounting efforts, Floyd remained trapped, the cave refusing to release him. By February 2nd, as Floyd Collins' story captured national attention, rescuers and onlookers swarmed Sand Cave, but the rescue effort was plagued by tension and disorganization. 3 men from Louisville proposed chiseling the rock pinning Floyd's leg, but his friend, John Gerald, feared that this could destabilize the cave and refused. Superintendent Henry Carmichael suggested digging a rescue shaft, but Floyd's brothers and locals opposed it, fearing a collapse. Instead, Carmichael's team cleared rubble to ease future attempts. Volunteers, including journalist Skeets Miller, rigged a light source to provide Floyd with warmth and visibility. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Robert Burton clashed with Gerald over an aggressive pulling strategy that risked Floyd's foot. Efforts to use mechanical jacks to free Floyd were unsuccessful, as the equipment either didn't fit or failed in the tight space. Tensions ran high between locals and outsiders, with no clear plan emerging. Exhausted and frustrated, rescuers paused for the night, leaving Floyd trapped in the cold, dark cave, awaiting the next attempt to free him. Eventually, the rescue team decided that their best option was to dig a vertical shaft parallel to Floyd Collins' position in Sand Cave. They planned to reach him by digging 55 feet straight down using only pickaxes and shovels, as the cave's inward airflow made mechanical equipment too dangerous due to the risk of suffocating Collins with fumes. Initially, progress was promising, with workers efficiently removing the first ton of dirt. However, as the shaft deepened to about 10 feet, it narrowed significantly, allowing about only 2 men to work at a time. At 15 feet, the team encountered large boulders beneath the surface, forcing them to rely heavily on pickaxes, which further slowed their efforts. To expedite debris removal, pulley systems were rigged to lift rocks and soil from the shaft, but progress remained painstakingly slow. In a hopeful effort to monitor Collins, a scientist connected a radio amplifier to the wire powering his light bulb, theorizing it could detect vibrations whenever he moved. The device emitted 20 faint crackles per minute, believed to indicate that Collins might still be breathing. By February 6th, after a full week of being trapped in Sand Cave, Floyd Collins's plight continued to captivate the nation, drawing a flood of people, supplies, and volunteers to the rescue site. Work on the rescue shaft, while well organized, moved agonizingly slow due to obstacles like large rocks, gravel, and mud. By now, the shaft had only reached a depth of 17 feet. Reporters descended en masse, pestering locals and rescuers alike for updates. With the roads clogged by 400 vehicles and motion picture crews arriving to film the drama, the scene grew chaotic. Tensions flared among rescuers, leading to Homer Collins and Johnny Gerald being banned from the site. Meanwhile, desperate newsmen began spreading rumors and falsehoods, fueling a whirlwind of speculation and misinformation as the rescue effort pressed on. Dubbed Carnival Sunday, on February 8th, an estimated 10,000 people descended upon Sand Cave, turning the rescue site into a chaotic spectacle. Food vendors, entertainers, and even alcohol sales created an atmosphere more akin to a festival than a rescue operation. By nightfall, around 4,500 vehicles had visited the area, displaying license plates from 20 different states, underscoring the widespread fascination with Floyd Collins's ordeal. Despite the growing public attention, progress on the shaft remained slow, reaching only 23 feet by 1 p.m. As tensions mounted, accusations began to surface in newspapers with claims that not enough was done early on to save Floyd. Some pointed fingers, with Lieutenant Robert Burden alleging that certain, quote, rescuers were guilty of nothing short of murder. Wild rumors spread, including theories that Floyd's entrapment was a hoax to draw visitors to his great crystal cave. These accusations, fueled by jealousy and personal rivalries, prompted the police to launch a grand jury investigation into the situation, adding another layer of drama to the unfolding tragedy. On February 16th, after 18 grueling days, rescuers finally broke through the vertical shaft to Sand Cave. At 1:30 p.m., they reached the passage near where Floyd Collins had been trapped. Tragically, though, their efforts came too late. Floyd was found lifeless, his body showing clear signs of exposure, exhaustion, and starvation. Medical assessments suggested he had likely been dead for over 24 hours. His leg remained pinned beneath the heavy rock, and given the precarious state of the rescue shaft, which had begun to slump dangerously, the decision was made to leave Floyd's body in the cave. The team, already weary from weeks of effort and heartbreak, concluded that further attempts to recover him could risk additional lives. The cave was sealed with Floyd's remains inside, but his story did not end there. Months later, his body was retrieved and brought closer to home, where he was laid to rest near Crystal Cave. Today, Floyd Collins rests in Mammoth Cave Baptist Church Cemetery, his legacy forever intertwined with the history of caving and the tragedy of Sand Cave. Floyd Collins' tragic story is more than just a tale of one man's dream to uncover the mysteries of Kentucky's cave country. It's a reminder of the fragility of life, the allure of ambition, and the unintended consequences of human fascination. His relentless pursuit of discovery, even in the face of unimaginable odds, paints a picture of determination and courage. Yet his untimely death also serves as a stark warning about the risks of venturing into the unknown without support and preparation. Today, Mammoth Cave National Park stands as a testament to Floyd Collins and the land he cherished, preserving its beauty and mystery for generations to come. While his life ended deep within the earth he so loved, his story reaches far beyond those dark passageways, reminding us of the human spirit's relentless quest for discovery and the price that can come with it. If you liked that video, please consider leaving a like and a thumbs up, and if you have any suggestions for future videos or ways that we can improve, please leave them in the comments below. With that, Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you in the next video.